Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestling Way and to another edition of Raw out of 10. And yeah, it's a massive show today because it's the season premiere of Raw. We got several massive returns. The Bloodline were on the show, DX were there celebrating their anniversary. So yeah, as you can probably tell, it was a bloody stacked episode this week. And let's get straight into it. And the Bloodline kicked off the show and Roman Reigns was about to address Jey. He upset him by talking too much and being too loud. According to Reigns' family, the loudest person in the room is always the weakest. Reigns was being serious, but Sami Zayn decided to interrupt, asking to take care of the situation himself. Sami explained that Jey needed to be more cool like Jimmy and Solo. Jey asked if this was all a joke when Riddle walked out. Riddle challenged Roman to a match, but Reigns told him to get to the back of the line. Riddle then challenged anyone into the Bloodline, and Jey trickled Sami into accepting the match as Raw moved on. And yeah, another really good promo. Sami, Jey and yeah, all of that's going on, and then increasing tensions where he gets setting up the match with Riddle later on. So yeah, this was a really good start to Raw, as you'd expect with the Bloodline at the moment. But anyway, then it was time for Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano. Gargano started strong and hit a big boot early on. Theory dropped him on the back apron before we headed for a break. Back on Raw, Gargano hit a spear before taking a big strike for a near fall. Theory then tried to lock in Johnny's signature, the Gargano escape, but it was reversed before Theory rolled out and hit Gargano with a super kick. Gargano then came back with a kick of his own and then a big DDT on the outside. Gargano then got another DDT off the apron and picked up the victory. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Really good match. Gargano getting the win's the right decision. Theory, I mean, like, we're kind of used to him losing it now. I wish he didn't lose so much, but still, I mean, like, it still gets a 7 out of 10. Really good match. I'm pleased to see Gargano get a big victory. But then it was time for Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable. Gable got the first takedown with a leg sweep early on before locking a headlock on Rey. Rey managed to send Gable outside with a sunset flip into the barricades and took control of the match, but Judgment Day music hit and Rhea and Dom walked out. Back after a break, Mysterio took a German suplex before Gable got the ankle lock. Rey then broke free of the hold and went outside before sending Otis into the ring post for interrupting. Rey then got back in the ring and hit a 619 on Gable, picking up the big victory. After the match, Dominic got in the ring and kept asking Rey to hit him before Damian and Balor sneaked up on him. Rey tried to fight back but was taken down by Balor and Priest, but Dominic took him down with a clothesline. Dom then got in Rey's position for the 619 as Rhea held him down on the ropes as Dominic hit the move. Judgment Day were then in the ring and Balor gloated about making Edge say I quit. They ran back a finishing attack on Beth Phoenix at Extreme Rules, and Dominic said that seeing Rhea destroy Phoenix really did it for him. Finn then brought up AJ Styles and the latter walked down to the ring and saying that he realised it was time that he got some friends or family even. AJ kneeled in front of the Judgment Day and Balor accepted him with open arms before Styles said he wasn't talking about them. Gallows and Anderson walked out and returned to WWE and attacked the Judgment Day, with Styles sending Balor and over the announcer's desk as the new teammates took out Damian and Dominic. Rhea, Priest and Dominic ran away and Balor made was the only one left before he too made a swift retreat. And yeah, the club are back in WWE. I have to say, I did not see this coming a few weeks ago, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by it. Really big fan of the Gallows and Anderson, to be honest. And yeah, didn't think their direction would be WWE, but I'm kind of pleased it is. This is going to be great. And yeah, the match itself, 7 out of 10. Dominic beating up Rey. Yeah, it's all kind of going into gear now. And with that big return as well, 7 out of 10. Great stuff. Backstage in an interview, Damage Control said they will make Bianca's life hell until she hands over the women's title to Bayley. Roman was then on his way with Solo, Jimmy and Paul Heyman, and they were headed to Manhattan. He told Jey to stay with Sami on the show, and Jey was not happy about it at all, as you might expect. They led to something later, of course. But anyway, then it was time for Bayley versus Candice LeRae. LeRae had control of the match early and hit a big pop-out senton, but seemed to have hurt her knee. Bayley was struggling after a brutal match at Extreme Rules, but still managed to get some offense in. LeRae then got the sudden roll-up victory. LeRae was about to leave ringside when Sky and Kai rushed in and took her down. Bianca came in to make the save, but she too was taken down by Bayley. Hit a knee to the head of LeRae. Sky and Dakota then held Bianca down and Bayley hit a leg drop until they were done. And yeah, I don't know, I kind of found this a bit weird. I know it's all the excuses and stuff like that, day off with a big pay-per-view and everything like that, but I still don't think Bayley should be losing twice in 2 days, really, even if it's against Candice LeRae, who I do really like. So yeah, to be honest, I'm going to have to give this a 5 out of 10. It was Miz's birthday, and backstage on Raw, Maurice gifted him a signed baseball bat. But Miz and Maurice were out next to celebrate his birthday. We even had a nice sculpture of the Miz and some balloon decorations. The gift included a set of giant balls from Maurice. As Miz opened the box, Dexter Lumis' head appeared underneath the table. Miz attacked the table on his baseball bat, but Dexter reappeared behind him and tried to choke him out. Miz and Maurice managed to flee the ring before Dexter used the knife meant for the cake and burst the two giant balls before cutting a piece of cake up. I mean, like, we all know which way this was going. And it happened. Miz is really entertaining in this role, so yeah, I don't really have an issue with it, to be honest. Good stuff. D-Generation X were then backstage when the Miz came in. Miz was wondering why Dexter had it out for him, and HBK told him that Lumis didn't really does this unless instigated. Miz couldn't recall how he could have upset Lumis, and Road Dogg proposed that the Miz have a match with Lumis to settle the matter. Before it's time for Omos versus Joey Ace and Chico. Omos took on two local competitors and tossed them around for a bit before getting the win and a double chase down. After Omos continued to beat down his newest victims before walking off. Yeah, squash match, I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but yeah, I kind of want to see Omos do a bit more now, to be honest. We then got a recap of Bray Wyatt's return from Extreme Rules before Bobby Lashley walked out on Raw. Lashley said he intended to be a fighting champion before Brock Lesnar showed up. Lesnar greeted Lashley before giving him a straight F5, a German suplex and another F5. Brock then got the Kimura lock in and knocked him out before making his way out of the arena without any words. Back after the break, Lashley was being helped up by officials and Seth Rollins showed up and demanded this match. Rollins got on the mic and called Lashley a disgrace before the champ finally accepted the match. I mean, of course, this went the way we all wanted it would. The match kicked off and Lashley charged at Rollins, but Seth turned into a pedigree. Lashley then kicked out and tried for the hurt lock, but Rollins went after the injured arm. Rollins then went for a super kick and got the stomp for the victory. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Rollins is the new US champion. Definitely intrigued to see what he can do with that reign. Seems like a good thing for him. Lashley v Lesnar. I thought we might get Lesnar v Cormier, but Lashley v Lesnar in a proper match. No complaints from me. 8 out of 10. This is really good. Lashley was then backstage after the match and said he will take care of Rollins soon, but he had to take out Brock Lesnar and challenged into a match next week. But realistically, we all know it would be Crown Jewel. We then got a glitchy transition from what looks to be Bray Wyatt in the video. Kept repeating, revel in what you are. So yeah, I mean, guess we'll get more details on SmackDown. And then we saw Elias will return next week, not Ezekiel, Elias, and then it was time for Riddle versus Sami Zayn. Riddle got in a headlock early on, but took a clothesline from Sami after he broke out of the hold. Sami put his knees to the back of Riddle's neck before on the ropes before Jay got a cheap shot in from ringside. Zayn then scolded the Uso for the interruption before being sent out of the ring. Another distraction from Usos almost caused Riddle to get a roll up. Riddle then hit a floating bro on the outside, and back after a break, Riddle got a power slam but missed the RKO. Sami then sent Riddle outside, but the original bro came out with some shots on the apron before heading back into the ring and getting the RKO for the victory. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I mean, I will just continue this stuff going on with Sami and Jay. And yeah, really good match. Put Riddle over after a big win yesterday. So yeah, good stuff from me. 7 out of 10. D-Generation X was then out for the reunion, and they entered the arena looking like they were getting a little too old to be standing on top of a Jeep. Road Dogg then called G-Geriatric X, which I found quite funny, and Triple H said they all smell funny. Triple H thanked the fans for their support over the years, and HBK said if they were back for 25 years later, they should be put out of their misery. With that, the legends celebrated in the ring as Raw went off air. Yeah, I mean, like, just classic D-Generation X promo. I thought maybe we get, I don't know, some interference from the Judgment Day or something like that, but it turns out it was fine without it. Good fun way to close the show. So yeah, I don't think you're going to hear any complaints from me or anyone really. But overall this week, Raw gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Yeah, there were a few bits on Raw that I disagreed with, like Candice beating Bayley. I thought that was a bit of a weird decision, but except for that, really, really good show. Lots of surprise returns. Yeah, and intriguing directions going in, some really solid matches as well. And yeah, this was a really, really great season premiere episode of Raw. I have to say, 8 out of 10 from me. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, notice what's coming, comment, fun, subscribe for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel on screen, and I'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.